Hello guys, just getting the setup, so just give me a moment or so. I'm gonna play the music that's here, wait till a couple people get in, see if there's something fun to look at on the internet, and build a city while having a chat. Basically what we're gonna do here. We're gonna Bob Ross 21, or 2021. That's what we're gonna do here. So it's been a few days since we've been working on this, and it's starting to grow into a cute little town, that's for sure. So we'll see what we can take it on from here. I'm gonna get this chat up, just give me a moment. Adam Green, huh? Well, you can thank me later. Okay, just give me a moment. Pop that chat up and then here we go. Sometimes when I first start, because it takes a little bit of resources to get this started. Now, browser. Okay. Went there. Hey. I'll get my face up here now in a second too. Like that. Probably be quiet. Be okay. Here. There we go. I'm just kidding. I don't mean to say no way. Oh yeah. I've been dealing with stuff all day, just making food. I don't know, I might even have like something in my teeth. Should probably check that before going on. Didn't have much sleep either. Okay, so the chat's up. Yeah, I think I remember him. let's get some music up. I think I found a pretty good channel. All right. So now we have a backbone to this city. Goes all the way right down there. So this is obviously now going to be where we put maybe a really nice skyline here. Possibly a transport hub. And then maybe get a couple more around the city. Kind of minor ones. Now we're just going to chill and enjoy a little bit of tunes. I'm going to say hello to people in chat. They've dropped in. Welcome everybody. Looks like we're day one of the trading week without anything too crazy going down. Sacrificial lamb being GameStop. 1 second, I'll figure it out. Here we go. I think one twist around. Bear with that clicking. I know. I think it'll be worth it. There we go. Alright. Well, that's figuring itself out. See how everyone's doing. Hey, she. What we got in the news today, anyways? Something up here. I just got your came back in the room. It's good. It's all good, Chi. Don't worry about it. This is all just kind of just relaxing. Death of America. Oh my gosh, the doom and gloom. Hold on. Let's give you a little bit of... Ooh, was I blocking out a little bit there? Dropping out? Just 1 sec.
Good evening and happy Monday. Now, I sound a little bit off today. I was actually quite sick over the weekend, but I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want you guys to worry. But that was also why I wasn't really talking much in the chat. I feel better now, though my voice is kind of pretty wonky. Now, our topics tonight begins with a discussion on the situation in Myanmar or Burma, what it means for the American counterpart when it comes to protecting election integrity. And then
just a sec.
we're going to talk about Trump's new impeachment defense team, followed by the news of so-called conservative, but in reality,
Hello, Mouse. Good to see you as well. Just waiting for a couple people to come in. I'm just queuing up some media. This seems to be gaining some traction. I think this might be important. So how are you guys doing tonight, by the way? We can do a movie if you want. I know someone was asking for Amadeus, so I can queue up a little bit of this stuff here, and if you want, we can go over to D-Live later. People kind of like they were asking about the music and stuff like that.
I didn't want you guys to worry, but that was also why I wasn't really talking much in the chat. I feel better now, though my voice is kind of pretty wonky. Now, our topics tonight begins with a discussion on the situation in Myanmar or Burma, what it means for the American counterpart when it comes to protecting election integrity, and then we're going to talk about Trump's new impeachment defense team, followed by the news of so-called conservative, but in reality, very left Lincoln Project, and to finish the day off with Representative Marjorie Greene as she receives a call from the president. For our first topic today, that in Asia, a country named Myanmar or Burma is facing a military takeover from the allegedly there was election integrity issue. Now, the announcement follows days of concern about the threat of a military coup and comes as the country's new parliament session was to begin. It was reported that State Councilor Aung San Suu Kyi, the nation's top leader and the country's president, when met, were both detained. It's reported that the party's Central Executive Committee members, lawmakers, and regional cabinet members had also been taken into custody. Now, this is after the army said it would carry out the detention in response to election fraud, handling power to the military chief Min Aung Hlaing, that's his name, and imposing a state of emergency for 1 year. And that they will also hold a fair and free election after the emergency is over. So according to them, it's not a long-term or a permanent takeover, but who knows if that's true. According to the statement from the military, the voter lists which were used during the multi-party general election, which was held on the 8th of November, were found to have huge discrepancies, and the Union Election Commission failed to settle this matter. In accordance with Article 417 of the 2018 Constitution that refers to acts or attempts to take over the sovereignty of the Union by wrongful forcible means and could lead to a disintegration of national solidarity. Now, the US, Australia, and others were concerned by the reports and urged Burma's military to respect the rule of law. Now, this is obviously because they would want to uphold democratic government and people's elected leadership, since a military government does not really fit the style of Western style of govern in terms of democracy. Now, the 75-year-old Suu Kyi is by far the country's most dominant politician and became the country's leader after leading a decade-long non-violent struggle against the military junta's rule. Aung San Suu Kyi was stripped of her Freedom of Edinburgh Award for refusing to condemn the then army-led violence against the Rohingya group of people in Burma, who were a different religion. Now, described by the UN as a textbook example of ethnic cleansing, let's briefly talk about her. Now, she was, after a long-term struggle since the 90s, who had finally become an elected prime minister-like position called state councillor in the 2015 election. She had gained international attention previously for her detention by the Burmese military junta for, I believe, about 15 years or so. Back in 1990, she had formed a party called NLD, the National League for Democracy Party, which the military did not accept as valid and refused to hand over the power to her party, even after winning a landslide victory in the 1990s election. Now, this drew international attention and criticisms against the military junta. However, here's an interesting part. After finally gaining somewhat of a real authority in 2015, Suu Kyi became closer and closer to the CCP, as well as very close relationships were formed with former President Barack Obama and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. Obama had formally erased a long-standing sanction on Myanmar after it was announced the government will be handed back to the people. He issued an executive order weeks after meeting her and eased the economic sanctions on the country. Now, the CCP has also 2 pipelines through Myanmar, and this is a hit to Xi. In fact, there are certain areas around the border with China that have these warlords who were originally backed by the CCP even during the 60s. This was in an attempt to export communist infiltration into southeastern nations in Asia. The Burmese military is actually quite upset with the close relationship Suu Kyi has built with China. Now, that's according to Jack Posobiec. So it's not really a black and white situation here in Burma. Aung San Suu Kyi isn't really a saint as they say she is, but also the military junta is not some sort of an acceptable form of government, as it is a totalitarian dictatorship. So the situation there isn't actually as simple to understand as we see it right now. Now, since previously the military control has really limited their growth in economic aspects, as there were international sanctions that were quite harsh against them. But what happened this election in November then? This is the super interesting part. So Suu Kyi's party captured 396 out of the 476 seats in the combined lower and upper houses of the parliament in that November election. But the military has to hold a 25% in total of all of the seats under the 2008 military drafted constitution and several key ministerial positions that were also reserved for military appointees. The military, known as the Tatmadaw, charged that there was massive voting fraud in the election. The State Union Election Commission last week rejected its allegations. Amid the bickering over the allegations, the military last Tuesday ramped up political tension when a spokesman at its weekly news conference, responding to a reporter's question, declined to rule out the possibility of a coup. Major General Za Mintung elaborated by saying the military would follow the laws in accordance with the Constitution. The difference between the Burma or the Myanmar constitution to that of the US Constitution is the heavy military involvement in the process. In fact, the military could technically step in at any given time and to protect the Constitution, which was drafted that way in the first place, whereas the US Constitution was really drafted around we the people. And the military pays allegiance to the Constitution and follows the commander-in-chief. They're apolitical in the United States in that sense. Now, the thing is, we don't know if the claims from the military about the election integrity is true or not. Should they seek an international investigation committee maybe to go and check it out to find out if the evidence is really there? Maybe. But what this does show is that military takeover is a very possible way to protect election integrity. Joe Biden's administration expressed alarm late Sunday over reports of a military coup in Burma and promised to take action if steps aren't taken to reverse the situation. Interesting how some people are so worried about a military coup. Now, since we don't know if the election integrity issues are real or not, but let's do the scenario where they are real. Now, if the US had done the same, I mean, this shows the exact steps it would take, right? So you would have military takeover, and then you go declare state of emergency, and then you find the places where fraud took place. And then you write the right people has to get arrested, and then you rerun the election in a fair stage. Seems like what Burma is trying to do is the exact same methods. But that obviously didn't happen here in the US during the November election. On to our second topic today. President Trump named 2 new attorneys on Sunday who will lead his impeachment defense.
I don't know about the impeachment defense if we want to stick around for that, but that one was with the Myanmar, Burma, whatever you want to call it. I had a feeling that it might have something to do with the CCP. They're trying to basically get in with every military, and it disrupts, like, I guess, the sovereignty that, or I guess free range that a lot of the military has, for better or for worse. These people really don't like when the Chinese military gets into things, because there's so much breaches, and like there's so many people being caught like being spies for them. It's hard to really trust them on anything. Pretty brutal. That was kind of what I wanted to look into, but the Lincoln Project one as well. So we'll go on in that.
In this next topic today, an anti-Trump group called the Lincoln Project is denouncing one of its co-founders after multiple reports that over several years he sexually harassed young men looking to break into politics. John Weaver, known most famously for Senator John McCain's Straight Talk Express in 2000, in fact, Weaver has had a hand in every presidential race since 1988. When as someone in their 20s,
Good to see you,
helped
Chris, man.
ensure that George H.W. Bush won their mutual state of Texas. Even in 2004, when Weaver's longtime rival Karl Rove kept him out of George W. Bush's re-election campaign, while essentially exiling Weaver from the GOP, he managed a way into the fray, briefly crossing party line and advising Democratic candidate John Kerry. Remember, the U.S. political circle was all pretty much the establishment way before Trump came in. The Lincoln Project, in a statement on Sunday, called co-founder John Weaver, who is 61, a predator, a liar, and an abuser, following the reports that he had repeatedly sent unsolicited and sexually charged messages online to young men, often while suggesting that he could help them get work in politics. And the statement says, the totality of his deceptions are beyond anything any of us could have imagined, and we are absolutely shocked and sickened by it. Now, the Lincoln Project is the most prominent never-Trump Republican super PAC to emerge during the 45th president's time in the White House. Now, conservative attorney George Conway, who is also one of the co-founders of Lincoln Project, distanced himself from the fellow co-founder John Weaver following the news broke up. Now, Weaver worked for pretty much several high-profile Republican candidates for public office during a career that spanned decades in conservative politics. It also includes former 2008 GOP presidential nominee and Senator John McCain and former Ohio Governor John Cash, aka the establishment Republicans. Now, interesting that the other people are immediately distancing themselves from John Weaver. According to a tweet by John Cardillo, a TV personality, Weaver's behaviors were open secrets. And yet, co-founder Steve Schmidt still worked with him. Well, I can't verify this detail, but still. The Lincoln Project receives donations from the likes of organizations that are heavy left-leaning, such as the Senate Majority PAC, a Democrat organization with the goal of winning Democrat seats in the U.S. Senate, as well as Sequoia Capital, a venture firm from California, along with the University of California. Oh, and also Microsoft and Comcast. In our last topic today, Representative Marjorie Greene said on Saturday that she had received a call from Trump, during which he expressed his support. Now, I've had a great call with my all-time favorite POTUS, President Trump, and I'm so grateful for his support, and more importantly, the people of this country are absolutely 100% loyal to him because he is 100% loyal to the people.
How you doing,
and
Anna?
America first. Democrats have pretty much jacked up
More
the
likely
tax
more than
against
3
Greene,
people. I
who
think if
supports
it's on
Trump's
VPN,
policies
it
as
doesn't
president
show up.
after she filed an article of impeachment against President Joe Biden on the first full day of his presidency. She says, "I won't back down, I'll never apologize, and I'll always keep fighting for the people. For me, it's America first." Within a week of Greene's announcement, a Democrat said that he plans to introduce a resolution to expel Greene, citing numerous reports revealing her repeated endorsements of sedition, domestic terrorism, and political violence. Representative Jimmy Gomez of California said in a statement,
right with you, Mouse.
her very presence in office
He's almost
represents
over.
a direct threat against the elected officials and staff who serve our government, and it is with their safety in mind, as well as the security of institutions and public servants across our country. In a statement released on January 29th, she said, "Every attack, every lie, every smear strengthens my base of support at home and across the country because people know the truth and are fed up with the lies." Two House Democrats are pushing a bill that would make it illegal for lawmakers to carry a gun anywhere on Capitol Hill. Representatives Jared Huffman and Jackie Speier introduced the new Congressional Gun Loophole Act on December 28, 2020, and then reintroduced it in the new session of Congress last week. Firearms are banned on Capitol grounds and premises, although an exception has been in place for lawmakers since the 1967. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle have taken advantage of the carve-out for years, with no incident. But the political fallout from the breach of the Capitol on January 6 has given Democrats an opening to push for a blanket ban, while casting a shadow on a handful of Republicans who have made a point of taking advantage of this exception. Huffman wrote on Twitter on January 28th, "You can't have an honor system with dishonorable people. We
Yeah,
now have
I
members
hope
openly
that
calling for violence and trying to bring guns."
you
on the
guys
House
made your
floor.
calls
For
and
everyone's
stuff
safety,
like
we
that.
must pass my bill with Rep. Speier to
Those
get
in
rid of
America
members'
to their
special firearm
Congress people
exemptions.
about-
Freshman Rep. Lauren Boebert made
About
headlines
that.
before being sworn into Congress because she applied for a concealed
At
carry
least so
permit
that they
in
know they can't
Washington
just
and planned to
side-skirt it
carry her
easily.
firearm in D.C. and Congress. Rep. Madison Cawthorn told local media that he was armed when he was being evacuated from the Capitol during the breach
The
on
media
January
is
6th.
totally trying
A
to
number
pull
of
a
Democrats
fast one
now
over.
claim they fear for their safety by equating their colleagues across the aisle with rioters who breached the Capitol. And that is it for today. Thanks for tuning in to Beyond the Noise. I apologize, I sound a little bit sick today, but before we go, YouTube has decided to demonetize our channel, which means we will no longer have any advertisements on the channel. YouTube says we must change our content to reapply for monetization. They're trying to pressure us to follow their rules and censor our truth-telling content. Therefore, we would appreciate any support via our donor box link in the description box below. We will continue to provide you good content, but more importantly, truthful content. In any case, we disappear from YouTube. You can find us.
So we got another I guess abuser or whatever that shows up in that side that was like bashing the Trump side. Not really. I don't know when it got not surprising. I don't know. See, there's been a lot of crazy stuff being covered up in that, and I think regardless of whether like the whole Q thing is real or whatever, because it definitely looks like that Operation Hope or whatever it is from like the Bolshevik Revolution. But all that aside, I think it scared a lot of those sickos. Wonder how it felt like to be them over the past. It's just any day the hammer's gonna drop. Cause like all the LARPing and whatever aside, it sure woke up some people to that kind of stuff. Stuff that hadn't been talked about for a long time. Looks pretty nice. We'll just chill here for a second. Play some music. Say hello to the people that got in. If you have your questions, shoot them in. I do have a comment I want to read out, and I promise I will. It's from Mouse. I don't know if you can hear that, right? Be able to hear that? Keep it down just a little bit so I don't have the blast when I'm talking. Alright, so hello to the people in chat. We got J-I-K, Jills, however you want to call it. It's totally cool. Hit that like button if you don't mind, guys. Pass it out, snowball it. Sometimes we need to relax, and all they're going to do right now over the next couple weeks is just slam us about the economy and how countries need to play along, and you're gonna get a whole lot of coercing. I think we should just be chilling a little bit. We get a comment up in the top there saying, I finally heard the full TMF interview with HT. If you could just tell me, who's HT again? H. Do you say H or H? I don't know. Much more believable than what was initially presented. I think it was cut up to make TMF appear more sketchy. Should have been released right away, in my opinion. Yeah, I think it should have been released right away. I think both could be true at the same time. That's possible. TMF would have merited on his channel. Yeah, he probably should have just released the information. I think the people that could have given out the information should have. That's definitely true. That is definitely true. What do we got going on here? Anna Banana Hola. Hello, Anna Cats. How are you? My kitty says hi from the bed. Just for you. Just for you. But he is chilling right now. I think he's doing okay. It looks like the inflammation isn't so bad at the moment that we were talking about before. So we're just waiting it out. Making sure, you know, don't overthink anything. Just relax it. And while we do that, let's have a good chat. Maybe I'll throw in a couple. Do you have any thoughts on that last couple videos that just came in there? We have someone from the Lincoln Project that was just caught with some sketchy underage stuff, you know. And we also have Myanmar, where the military took over, believing that the closer CCP, the ruling party that is close to the CCP, was possibly just caught rigging the election. And that's their justification for taking over the government. So, what do you think of that? Does it have any relation to what was going on in America, or basically maybe your country? Let us know. You can put that in there, whatever you want to do. And remember, you can always send an email, and I will be starting to do the emails, I believe, tomorrow. It's going to be an email session just to make sure I can get on top of everything that everybody sent me, and then we can finally start pumping out the rest of it. So don't forget about that. I think I have the name right now, or I have the email in the bottom left corner right now. I think Kitty will be okay. I think he will be okay. Handsome Truth from GDL. Okay. That's the one we're talking about. The, what do you call it? The obituary? Or the funeral home, I guess? Mouse saying that Duterte has shoot kill orders in the Philippines for mass non-compliance. That's pretty sketchy. Although, I've seen that with him. I've seen that before with him. He's a sketchy cat, man. I know everybody was like glorifying him on the right wing. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think so. I just don't think so. Alright, so moving back to it. This has grown a good bit. And now we're gonna make this look like an actual, you know, skyline here. So we're gonna see what we can do. This rainbow thing, this is like the Perth City Hall or something. And I like it because it has a lot of light. And it can hit off the buildings here and create a lot of texture. And you put it on a slant and you give it like a nice little touch as it's driving by. But the best part about this game is you can download a lot of different things, right? And so you can get a really nice looking. You remember how before it was very cubic? Here you can kind of build it to your desire. There's a whole bunch of different things you can do, and as long as you're crafty about it. I was thinking something like this would probably be the tallest building to do. I thought the song like just started and it ended. What's that about? Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if I've been on Handsome Truth's channel. They said it's hard to keep up with the younger crowd these days. Try and just keep it on. While we're waiting on a few more people to come in and comment, we'll put this on a nice camera mode or something for the time being. I kind of want to take a look at what's going on over at Copium Central. One moment. Patriot win. Gonna put that up a little bit. I think the GDL interview was January 1st because Handsome Truth talked about not being able to stay awake until midnight for New Year's Eve. Would be. Okay. I think that's the one. Oh, he had video on, right? And he was talking about it, and he was like, but he saw the coroner before, or he went to the hospital beforehand? Is that that interview? Because I think I remember that one. With the flood of information, even if I did see it, I wouldn't know where it came from. Alright. So we're looking at Copium Central here. It's been pretty rough. It's been a rough go for these guys, man. Maybe... Yeah, this bit... this post... See, this is what's kind of like tripping me out a little bit about them complaining about BLM. Like, I go to the Rising on Donald.win, which is now like Patriots.win, and it's just as snowflakey, right? Like, I see a lot of people that also have to pick themselves up by their bootstraps. Oh my goodness, we miss your smiling face. You know what I mean? Like, can't believe how quiet he's been. I mean, maybe that's a teller. Well, you never know if he's gonna pop out again, but honestly, what are these people doing at this point now? I think this site is pretty dead. This is 5 days ago. Yeah, this is about half the traffic of what it had before. Now, granted, it's Patriots.win, but it's just such deflation. You can feel it in the air as you surf this website now. Very. We've got to pay attention to what's really happening. It's by listening to Matt Walsh. I don't know. He's okay. Oh. It's alright. I can pop yours up. There you go. I tell you what. Billy Goats, do you want to drop that in the chat? You're welcome to post links if you want. Don't worry about that. We're just chilling. Yeah, you know, they've been taken for a ride, but at some point, like at what point do you not realize that this is, you've like become the doppelganger, albeit juxtaposed. It's like the other side of the horseshoe. You know what I mean? Sad times, man. Sad times. And then we have this. See, this is interesting because I don't know if you know about this Marjorie Taylor Greene, but she's apparently, you know, the whole events that happened at New Hook or Newton or whatever. In Connecticut, you know what I'm talking about, SH and stuff. She's questioning the veracity of it. So, I don't know. to me it can add up pretty well. Just a sec. I gotta turn this down a little bit on my side. Yeah, take your time. No worries, no worries. It's good. I'm going to real quickly turn down the music here on my end for this. But yeah, this is where it gets a little bit sketchy, you know what I mean? Because it seems as soon as the loss comes and it looks like Biden's in or whatever, immediately the Sandy Hook stuff comes back. And to me it just seems like a great narrative. Just seems like a great narrative to tack on to like all the unrest that's going on and everything right now, to pass laws that are authoritarian and things like that. I think it's a great way to do it. So yeah, definitely I think we should be careful about that. There's a lot of people that are on edge, you know, and they may not have been affected by like the Sandy Hook stuff of before. Ooh, some good movies. Black Mirror, Idiocracy, 1984, Brave New World, Hunger Games, Soylent Green. Wasn't a huge fan of Hunger Games, but I guess maybe I was just in my cynical mode or something like that. But the other ones are great. The other ones are really good. 1984, Brave New World. I played the 1950s version of 1984 there a couple days ago, but the 80s version is really good. Now, if JIK is still in here, we were talking about Amadeus, and I would totally play that. It would have to be over on D Live, obviously, but it is pretty fun. And to be honest, I don't know how much I want to play this game at the moment, because I'm not going to be awake for too long tonight. I need to actually do a lot of stuff tomorrow. And I do hope that I can do a live, like an actual, what do you call it, new content tomorrow. But if not, it will be at the same time at one of those on the week, and I'll have it scheduled properly. Just I gotta get that done before anything else goes. This works out pretty well. I do like this a lot. I feel like I found like Memology's soundtrack. Yeah, the books are good. I grew up on the 1984 and Brave New World. More 1984 though. I did read Brave New World when I was about, I don't know, 16, 17 or something like that. Orwell I was more interested in though, since that was like the closest thing, I guess. At one point it was recommended to me. And I guess you're speaking of the Hunger Game books. Yeah. Soylent Green, I would like to see that. I haven't seen that either, but I've heard it's really good. And I guess I've gotten like the Cole's Notes version of it, so. Yeah, we could do that. Hey, you got some smart here. Isn't it interesting? These are the verses I did a couple nights ago. It wasn't me, I promise. I guess it's how it works. You're able to see this, right? Okay. Cool. Yeah, 1984. The book is good, but to be honest, the productions are really good. They're both like the two main ones are really good in their own way. See, this is the irony. This is what I'm talking about. It's like not seeing what's being done to you. There's been a real psyop put on these people where it's like they show that the left is a cult and they get them all rattled up over nothing all the time. But then these people didn't get that this was like a setup to get them to be doing the exact same thing 4 years from now. You know what I mean? Like I fell for it for a while, but January 6th was just like so obvious. It was like, oh, let's see what kind of happened here. All right, just quick moment there. Gotta make sure. Good. Be right back. And yeah, I don't know. Hunger Games, I'm pretty sure started on a book. Let me know. We can watch. I did say Amadeus. I'll just be a second. I've just been thinking about that a lot recently with like the Trump squad or whatever. Yeah, they've been taken for a real ride, poor guys. Like the ones that still can't clue in. Because I guess they just never had it in the option that this could have all been to play against them. Hmm? See, this site used to be good for news. Because, like, people would aggregate local news, but now they all just cry all the time. Makes the site useless. Top PA election official to resign after agency bungled the requirement for constitutional amendment. Out of Harrisburg, that's the capital, right? Pennsylvania's top election official will resign after her agency made a mistake that will delay a statewide vote on whether survivors of decades-old sexual abuse should be able to sue their perpetrators and institutions that covered up the crimes. Secretary Kathy Bookvar, who oversaw a tense and difficult presidential election in the battleground state, will resign February 5th, Governor Tom Wolf announced on Monday. Spotlight PA first reported the news. The resignation follows the discovery that the Department of State did not advertise as required alongside amendment to the state constitution that would open a 2-year window for litigation by survivors of child sexual abuse who have aged out of the statute of limitations. Okay. Sorry, it's not like Canadian law, I guess. The error means that the Pennsylvanians won't be able to vote on such a change until spring 2023 at the earliest, a blow to survivors who have fought for a window for nearly 2 decades. Same thing actually is kind of happening here with Mount Cashel. Now we're like the people that are going against the church or whatever. They're pretty much winning this, but this is what they're doing. Like they're trying to change. Like they're trying to flirt with the fact that it's not the organization directly with like whatever legal loophole that they can possibly pursue. The church is doing it. And it's really, it's brutal to watch. The 2-year window was a key recommendation in a blistering 2018 report by a statewide grand jury that investigated the cover-up of decades of child sexual abuse in the Catholic Church. It is backed by the state's community of survivors who 3 years ago held vigils and other state events in the Capitol during these tense negotiations in the legislature about the best way to handle the matter. Crazy stuff. It's just happening, like it happened like basically everywhere. Everywhere you go on the eastern seaboard and inland, even to like Detroit and stuff, same thing was happening. And like the natives here, I guess, same thing was happening in those schools. Or some of them, anyways, not all. Obviously, not all of them. Yeah, no worries. Time. Throw on the next piece of info.
and restoring the Medicaid to the way it was before Trump became president by fiat. The change made it more inaccessible, more expensive, and more difficult for people to qualify for either of those two items, Affordable Care Act or Medicaid. And the second order I'm going to be signing also changes what the president has done, what the former president has done, and it a memorandum reversed my predecessor's attack on women's health, health access, and as we continue to battle COVID-19. Also changes what the president has done.
Yeah. My line. Show it. Yeah. Got a new show for y'all. Got a damn good show. Good show. But before we start the show, remember everybody, you can always support Hard Twins at officialhardtwins.com. Pick you out a patriotic t-shirt and hat today. Don't forget, use discount code Dr. Fauci. I'll give you 21% off. Spelled not F-A-U-C-I. Yeah. Spelled F-A-L-S-E-Y. Get it? Fauci. Yeah, he's a joke. Hey, man, let me get this tilt game going. Let me pull out these bangs. How them bangs look? Hey, man, get some bangs going, man. Pull out your bangs. There you go. Pull on it. Yeah, I ain't got that white boy hair. Hold up, man. Let me get these bangs. I got that dog fur. All right, let's get serious on this. Yeah. From all that damn race mixing. You get a mixture, you get a combination of Negroid and Caucasian. It turns into dog fur. All right, man. I got some bangs going, man. Got them bangs, man. Man, what you doing?
Yeah, Hodge twins are great.
No, I'm looking for my article. Your article? Man, what's going on? Man, come on, man. We're running a show over here, man. What are you doing? I'm getting pissed off. What happened to my article? Man, come on now. Stop rushing me. Yeah, I think that's it. Nope, that ain't it. Man, come on, man. I got an article right here, man. No, I want my article. Found it. Found it? Yep. Yeah, you hear that, everybody? He found it. All right, look here. Let's get serious on this. Title of this article. This is not a sick joke. Yeah, it should be. Black Lives Matter nominated for Nobel Peace Prize. I always thought the Nobel Peace Prize was for spreading peace. When I'm thinking Nobel Peace Prize, I think of some good people, man. I think Nelson Mandela, yeah. Dr. Martin Luther. Yeah, that's what Luther, the king. Yeah, that's what I think of. The last thing that pops in my head is Black Lives Matter. No pun intended. You get it? What? No, I didn't get it. Huh? What? You get it? I said the last thing that pops in my head is Black Lives Matter. Then I said, no pun intended. Got it. You slow, man. I got something like Joe Biden going today. Let me read. Hey, if you black and you was offended, I didn't mean it like that, man. I'm black. No, Black lives do matter. See, we're both black if you didn't know. It's just that I don't need a slogan to know my life matters. Yeah. You must have some self-esteem issues. That's fine. I get that. I don't. Your life matters. My life matters. All lives matter. Yeah. When I say all lives matter, that means you too. You don't have to say Black Lives Matter to be included. All lives matter. Black, brown, everybody in between. Yeah. That's what that means. All lives matter. That means everybody. When you say Black Lives Matter, just means Black Lives Matter. Don't hate me because I know English and you don't. Punk. All right, let me read this. Hey, here we go. I was just going to read a couple from this article. A Norwegian lawmaker. Norwegian. What the hell? That means he's from Norway. You didn't know that, did you? A Norwegian lawmaker has nominated Black Lives Matter, the global racial justice movement, for the 2021 Nobel Peace Prize. In his nomination letter, Peter Eid, spelled E-I-D-E. Eid? Must be a Norwegian thing. Yeah, I'm gonna just call him Peter. Peter. Now this is starting to make sense when I read this. Peter, as the white people would say. I'm black and I'm from the South. Peter, we don't pronounce our words from beginning to end like you white folks. Like, I don't say tomato, I say mater. I don't say liquor, I say look. I don't say sandwich, I say sandwich. It's a black country thing, you wouldn't understand. Hey, I learned it from southern white people. We all sound the same down there. Okay, look here. Who the hell speaks that word from beginning to end? That just sounds weird. Educated people do. No, man. You need to cut it out. All right, can I read this article? I went to the grocery store to buy me a bottle of liquor. That don't even sound right. I went to the grocery store, bought me some liquor. That's the way you're supposed to say it. Okay, let me read the article, man. Let's get serious on this. All right, Peter, a socialist left member of the Storting, Norway's parliament, wrote that he had nominated Black Lives Matter for their struggle against racism and racially motivated violence. Okay, it's starting to make sense now. This dude, there's actually a socialist left party in Norway. Jesus. Now I understand why they were nominated for Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah, look, who in that right mind would nominate them? Yeah, they say 93% of all Black Lives Matter protests was peaceful. Yeah, which sounds great. I mean, 93% were peaceful. Yeah. What happened to the other 7%? But if you're going to hold them to that standard, that's a low standard, though. But 93%, that sounds good to ignorant people. 93%, 7%, that sounds good. Think about it, 93% free throw shooter. Yeah. Batting 930 in baseball. That's damn good. That's good for baseball. Not real life, though. He's batting 930. Okay, keep that in perspective. Now, police officers. Yeah, I'm going now. Yeah, we're going now. There's around 700,000 police officers in this country. Let me salute. Thank you for your service. Thank you. Right. 700,000 y'all. Thank you. Right. Thank them for the service, man. Gotta pop it quick on them. What the hell was that? Horse twin salute right there. You get this kind of salute? Stupid, man. Come on, man. Stop playing. Thank you for your service. Hey, I got another one. Watch this. Watch this salute. Why you do that? Because I hate people on the left and I don't give a They gonna think you just, I can't be a white supremacist, I'm black. That's the okay symbol. It's okay to do that. It means okay. That's all it means. Yeah, I just salute it. Okay, let me okay symbol, then shake it off. Okay, let's get serious on this. All right, Kevin's trying to instigate stuff, but he was just I ain't instigating, I'm just joking around. People need to get over themselves. Yeah. All right, so let me go back to it. There's over 700,000 cops in this country, right? There's over 3 million police interactions with the citizens of this country each and every day. 3 million? 3 million interactions. That comes out to what? That's a whole lot of interactions, man. 3 million? Right? Now, we break out the calculator, man. How many of those interactions with police officers that's become violent? Yeah. Black Lives Matter, it's 7%? 7%, man. Now, if 7% of all police interactions went violent, there's 3 million interactions a day? Yeah, break out the calculator. Times that by 7%. That's, if you send it home, that's 0.07. There's 210,000 people that would be possibly injured, interacting with the police, arrested.
Sorry about that.
We can keep. Based on the standards y'all set for Black Lives Matter. Yeah. 210,000 people. But if y'all held cops at that same standard, 210,000 people a day will get messed up by the cops. Let's do that over a year. 365 days. There's 76 million people that would get messed up on a annual basis. Yeah. Majority of police officer interactions. Yeah. Are nonviolent, man. Are nonviolent. And I understand why Black Lives Matter movement was born. Yeah. But 99% is coming out y'all's mouth is a lie. Yeah. The whole movement is a lie. I do believe in everybody on the left and right. We do. And when I say all lives matter, a lot of people get triggered. But I do believe in all lives matter. That includes everybody. You don't have to label one demographic of people to make a statement. If everybody came together, black, brown, and everybody in between, and started a movement to end police brutality, which is pretty a non-factor in this country, you would get more accomplished. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It does happen. Yeah. Bad things go wrong every day. Yeah, but to say that the police is systemically bad is wrong. Yeah. So it's like y'all hold Black Lives Matter at this standard. They get nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah. Why do y'all hold the cops at a higher standard than you say it's your own protest? Like that one lady, she was saying looting stores is reparations. That's part of the Black Lives Matter movement. Looting is reparations? The guy that shot those police officers in Dallas, Texas, he was an avid Black Lives Matter supporter. Yeah. There was a cop out here shot during Black Lives Matter protesting. Oh, I think somewhere around 19 people have been injured or murdered during Black Lives
Yeah.
Matter protests.
So
Over a bit, I mean, don't quote me on this, but lots of damage. I forget. I know it's in the
billions of dollars.
hundreds of millions. And this organization,
No, billions.
yeah, they have raised billions of dollars. Where did all that money go?
Yeah,
a lot of it went to white liberal politicians.
I mean,
black people.
I can understand if I went to black neighborhoods to help the black community, but it's not going there.
$10 billion. What do y'all think black neighborhoods would look like if they actually used that money for Black Lives? A majority of that money went to white liberal politicians.
Yeah, that's why I'm not for
That's
that
what I
organization.
call white privilege.
Man.
It's y'all's pain and suffering. I mean, y'all out there doing all the looting and protesting. Won't they give y'all the $10 billion? Why are they giving it to white people?
Hey, I was gonna say something. I totally forgot.
You know what's funny? 99% of all Trump rallies, peaceful. One go wrong, and now we white supremacists and we're terrorists.
Yeah, you hold the right to this high standard.
Yeah, but
Y'all don't hold yourselves to that same standard. Look, like the press secretary. Kelly McEnany was awesome.
Yeah.
What's this woman at doing now? We're going to have to circle back. She don't even answer questions.
well, to her benefit, man, her boss is an idiot. She's
Yes.
just trying to cover for him. She might be a bright, brilliant lady,
No, she ain't.
but she don't have the answers because she can't give you the exact answer you're looking for because
Yeah, because she already
just going to
knows.
make his administration like asses.
Yeah.
In other words, she might be very smart and brilliant. She might be as sharp as McEnany, but look who she's working for.
Look who she's covering for.
Yeah.
Trump made it easy, I guess. Hey, but anyway, I can understand Black Lives Matter getting nominated for an award if they did this. They
Yeah.
came out
Yeah.
and said, look here.
Mm.
99, majority of police interactions are not dangerous or at all. But it's a lot of times the person getting approached by the cops, they take it to that level where the cops got to do something that's where somebody could die.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Jacob Blake.
Right.
Remember the guy that got shot?
Yeah,
He's in
yeah.
a wheelchair now. He was on Good Morning America. They interviewed this dude. Turns out this dude had a knife, and that's why the cops shot.
Yeah.
They tried to tase him. That didn't work.
Yeah.
They tried to take him to the ground. That didn't work.
Yeah.
Then he gets in his car. They don't know if he's getting a gun. They shoot him. Good Morning America's interviewing this dude
Yeah.
like he's some kind of
Saint.
saint or hero. They didn't interview the real victim of the crime, the girlfriend who called the cops on him,
Yeah.
who was taking their kids away,
And you gotta
taking our car away.
Yeah.
They never interviewed the victim, the
Yeah.
real victim.
Yeah,
the
the
real,
Jacob
the
Blake
real
one was
reason why
really
the cops was
bad.
asked
Yeah,
because their girlfriend called the
Yeah,
cops.
cops didn't show up and said,
Really
look, there's a
obvious.
black guy. Let's get him.
Yeah.
That's not what happened.
Yeah.
But Black Lives Matter out there tearing up the damn world
Yeah.
in the name of Jacob Blake.
Yeah.
And this dude was out there in the wrong that day.
Yeah. I'm not saying there's not bad cops out there. There are bad cops. But a majority of all cops are good.
You remember that cop when we lived in California?
Yeah.
Me and my brother was actually temporarily, well, we weren't homeless.
Yeah,
we
we-
just got
Billy
the
goes
wrinkle.
like-
We was having a tough stretch.
Could have sworn I saw
Right? We just got the
I
wrinkle.
was transitioning. I was just waiting on my check to get that.
type of message.
Right,
and
we
it
was
I
just
slept
went
in my
away.
car for a couple days.
Well, we was living in a hotel.
No, man, I was in the
Anybody
back
else
seat.
see
He was in
that?
the front seat.
We was living.
Doesn't say
He was
deleted
using his
or anything,
security guard
just
uniform as a pillow.
I was
Gonzo.
making like $6 an hour. We just got the Marine Corps, right?
Yeah.
And we got pulled over by this
Oops.
cop, and it was in Tustin, California. It was the Tustin
Those
gang unit.
those cops in that area were rough because that area is rough. It was,
Yeah.
it was filled with gangs. So police in that area, they're
was-
going to be totally different from the cops in say Irvine, California.
Yeah, and
or
plus-
Beverly Hills. They're going to be a lot laid back.
Yeah.
You go to Tustin, Santa Ana, gang unit.
Yeah.
Oh, them cops is those cops are John Wayne.
Yeah, that was back in 1998.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say something, but you kept running your.
You talking about them cops put us over at gunpoint?
Yeah, and I remember I had this it was a 1988 Cadillac Eldorado.
Yeah.
I mean, I looked like a gangster in that car. As soon as the cop saw us, look, it's two black fellas, a Cadillac Eldorado. Oh, they good for something.
They got to be gang members.
But they let us go. We wasn't doing anything wrong. But
Yeah.
what was pissing me off about that cop, he was bragging about how much money he made. I was like, why are you even talking about how much money? I'm just told you I'm flat broke. We living in this Cadillac. The hood of the car, the lining was falling down like a
Yeah.
damn curtain was laying on us at night in the car, and he's
not-
bragging about how much money
And
he
not
made.
to mention, it was like 8 cops, and all of them had their guns drawn up.
Yeah,
and
we
now
was
he's
just sitting
bragging about how much money he made.
So there are some bad cops out there.
There's some assholes out there. I don't get me wrong, but a majority, if you look at the statistics of our interaction with police officers, compared to Black Lives Matter, there's no comparisons.
Yeah,
They should be getting a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
yeah,
Statistically, if y'all like stats, you like math, the cops are a clear winner in this one.
yeah. And it's like there is a handful of incidents where
I
black
think this
people
is pretty much done
mistreated. I
anyways.
get that, but that happens to white people.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how they got the nomination. Well, and you can kind of get nominated anyways. Oh, why are we watching it at the moment? Just, I thought BLM getting nominated for a Peace Prize at the moment is pretty intense. And I think it highlights how we're told that, you know, good is going to be celebrated as bad is good. I'm not saying that the message is bad, but they hide behind a message that is a truism. And they run amok with communism. Just 1 sec. Am I going to be able to play this, by the way? Because I can play it. That chat is kind of sketchy. I can play the audio, I guess. You hear it? Do you know where I should be looking?
Think about love, darling. I don't live without you and your love. If I
think we should probably go to a movie night pretty soon after this. Just to finish it, finish this off tonight. To make it a late night because I gotta get to work tomorrow.
in the heaven, feel it dying on the way. Feel like making. Feel like making love.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, I tell you what I will do. We'll save it. Definitely. I'll watch it for sure. Okay. What we can do, I'll go over to D Live and we can play a movie. Maybe we'll go with, if JIK is still in, we can do Amadeus. I'm pretty sure I can find it now and just play it up as is. Shouldn't have much of a problem. How far are we into this cast anyways? I'm gonna just like come on for like 10 minutes. Yeah, it's like, it's been an hour. It's been testing stuff all weekend and everything like that, so say people are pretty tired of that. But we can go to movie night if you like. I'll see you over on D Live. I'll end this stream now and just switch over like real quick. And I'll be on in like 10 minutes. Okay? Thank you very much for everybody watching and for all your patience and me figuring all this stuff out. I know it's been a boring little bit. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. We'll talk soon.